Good morning.
Good morning, Mr.
Good morning, Your Honor.
Thank you for coming to Centerville today by Zoom. You've logged in as iPad Telehealth. Are you Richard Elliott?
I am Richard Elliott Jr., Your Honor.
I'll give you a proper name.
I'm sorry?
I'm going to change your name here.
Okay.
Mr. Wojciech, are you here on behalf of the defendant?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, well, we'll wait for the prosecutor. I don't know that we've ever crossed paths before. St. Joe County and St. Joe are not very far apart, but we don't often touch and share cases.
I get a few calls here and there since I'm in St. Joseph, Michigan, with someone looking for an attorney in St. Joseph County.
Occasionally we'll have people actually show up in the wrong courthouse. And to further complicate things, as you know, then we have St. Joe County, Indiana.
Yeah. Yeah, and we're pretty close to that too. We border that with, South Bend area, so.
I start every morning by giving the first line of a song. I call it a shared moment of humanity, but I didn't do that on this record. I didn't figure the Berrien County court needed to have my first line of the day on their feed, so I did it separately.
Sometimes one of the judges here will do trivia from his calendar, and tonight's our Bar Association trivia night, so I'm looking forward to that.
All right. Courtney O'Malley is our prosecutor, and she at one time worked here for me as an intern in the prosecutor's office about 28 years ago, and so it'll be nice to see her. Good morning.
Good morning, Your Honor.
It's nice to see you.
Nice to see you. I'm sorry, I'm not very good at Zoom.
All right. Well, we do a lot of it here. So thank you all for agreeing to do this by Zoom. Let me call the case. This is the Berrien County matter of People versus Richard McKinley Elliott Jr. The file number is 250185558. I think the suffix is SM, which stands for statute misdemeanor. Mr. Elliott is here by Zoom. He is represented by attorney Ryan Wojciech from Berrien County, and prosecuting attorney Courtney O'Malley Septoski is here on behalf of the people. I've been assigned to this matter by the Michigan Supreme Court because the judges in Berrien County have a perceived conflict of interest and they have disqualified themselves, and so I've got it. And so I get several of these a year, and so does everybody else. So let's start at the beginning. Mr. Elliott, you were first charged with a misdemeanor offense of domestic assault and malicious destruction of a building. It's alleged to have occurred the day after Christmas, December 26th of 2025. Those are both misdemeanors. However, the prosecutor filed an amended complaint adding a felony charge, which changes the procedural posture of what we need to do here. So let me inform you of what the charges are. I think you probably know, but let's start at the beginning. It's alleged that on or about December 26th in the city of Buchanan that you did make an assault upon Richard McKinley Elliott Sr., who I believe to be your father, with a shoe, an UGG, but without intending to commit the crime of murder. That's commonly known as felonious assault or assault with a dangerous weapon. It is a felony punishable by up to 4 years imprisonment and a fine of up to $2,000. Then we'll go back to the original domestic assault charge. Domestic assault is a misdemeanor punishable by up to 93 days in jail and a fine of up to $500. This particular charge also would prohibit you from using or possessing a firearm for 8 years. The other charge is malicious destruction of a building over 200 but less than 1,000. They allege that on that same date and same place that you damaged a building at One Park Court that belonged to McKinley Elliott Sr. and did damage more than 200 but less than 1,000. That's a misdemeanor also, but this one's punishable by up to a year in jail, a fine of up to $2,000 or 3 times the value of the property. I've never ever done that, but the law does allow for it. All right, so I got this, and we had some difficulty coordinating all of our time schedules, and I appreciate everybody being here. I've been informed by my administrator that, Mr. Elliott, you're presently in a treatment facility. Is that correct?
Yes, Your Honor, that is correct.
And where is it?
Kalamazoo, Michigan. Called Center Point. It's an extension of Pine Rest.
All right. And Mr. Wojciech, I know you and Miss O'Malley, that's how I'll call her because that's how I knew her and she was 25, have been talking about this case. I've heard maybe we're going to push it out a little bit. What's your preference here?
Yes, Your Honor, that's correct. I think we have a strong likelihood of resolving this matter, but we'd like to see some of these moving parts settle in a little bit. So I would just ask the court if we could reset the pre-exam conference and waive our 21-day right to, the preliminary exam within 21 days of arraignment. And if we could just reset this matter possibly for 3 or 4 weeks, and hopefully by then we could have a resolution to present to the court.
Prosecutor O'Malley, is that agreeable with you?
Absolutely, Your Honor. We would like Mr. Elliott to remain in treatment. That's our biggest concern. So I have no objection to moving this so that he can continue his course of treatment. I have been in touch with the victim who also agrees with that.
Mr. Elliott,
Yes,
you have a right to have this hearing, as your attorney said. I thought it was 14 days, but he says within a certain time period from your arraignment. Here we're going to adjourn it while you continue with your treatment, which I don't have any objection to, and apparently nobody else does. Do you have any objection to continuing this matter?
I have no objection.
All right, well, let's find a date that works. They'd be gone for a little bit in February. How about Wednesday, March 11th at 9:30?
That works for me, Your Honor. Would that also be by Zoom?
Yes, it would, if you guys agree.
That works for us as well, Your Honor, if it's by Zoom.
Mr. Elliott, you do have the right, obviously, to be present at all proceedings. You're present here by Zoom, which works out good. You're in Kalamazoo, the attorneys are in Berrien County, and I'm here. So Zoom is tailor-made for this kind of a circumstance. At some point, this will probably require me to come to the courthouse in Niles. For example, if we do work out a plea, and I impose a sentence, I would probably come there and do the sentence at Niles or St. Joe, depending on what works for the Berrien County people. But right now, we're just getting all on the same page, agreeing to the continuance and picking a new date. Do you have any objection to doing this by Zoom like this? Mr. Elliott?
I do not, Your Honor.
All right, and we're going to do the next one by Zoom too. I'm gonna give you a little heads up. Your attorneys probably shared this with you. In a domestic violence case, and they come in a lot of different sizes and shapes. They're often domestic partners, husbands and wives, boyfriends, girlfriends, wives and wives, but they're all sometimes family members, people that live in the same house. There is a special statute that allows a court to place a defendant on probation for a domestic violence charge. And if they successfully complete that probation, the charge could be taken off your record and be a non-public record of conviction. So I'm not sure if that's what they're working toward, but that is one option that could resolve all of these. So we'll see where we go. Everybody seems quite positive about it. They seem positive about your seeking treatment. And I'll see you by Zoom on March 11th at 9:30 a.m.
Judge, can I just ask one quick question? If we have a resolution worked out, will you accept that by Zoom, or should we let you know? And
I'll take the
schedule
plea
something?
by Zoom, but if I'm
Okay.
going to do the sentence, I'll come over there. If it is a domestic violence case, theoretically, the law says the case needs to be continued for 10 days, at least to give an opportunity for victim input. And I don't know if Mr. Elliott Sr. would be there, but if we work that out, I'd certainly be willing to take the plea on March 11th. And then I may come visit all of you. Maybe the snow will be melted by then.
Hopefully.
If I set it for May. Anyway, we'll continue to work on this. Mr. Elliott,
Yes.
continue to do what you're doing. Stay in contact with your lawyer. There are bond conditions in effect that prohibit you from having contact with the complainant. So you're prohibited from having contact with your father, but we'll see where this goes. But for the time being, those conditions are in effect. This case is assigned to me, and I'm certainly willing to accept it. So I will see you all on March 11th at 9:30. So we'll we'll let Mr. Elliott go.
Okay, thank you, Your Honor.
Everybody stick around for a minute.